Oh, man. Oh, man.
We're going to produce a new product called Shower Beer, brought to you by Burt Gummer Live, who, oddly enough, likes to watch us while he's drinking some beer in the shower or brushing his teeth.
That's interesting. That's an interesting way to...
Open up the show?
Well, just to enjoy Stuck at Night, but I hope many people out there have their own interesting way of enjoying Stuck at Night. It's just one of those days. I was trying to say a few things at once, and it's just not.
I can tell you're a little low energy today. That's why I got my Red Bull here.
A little down, but just as soon as the show starts, I have a feeling, we'll get into some fun, and it'll pump right back up. And I'm saying this as I'm kind of hoping it happens in the moment, like searching for. It's not.
I can tell when it's going to happen, and right now that's not the case. I'd like to give a quick shout out too, because I'm a man of my word. I saw a lot of love over at this channel called Jeremy the Jester. So for what it's worth, Jeremy the Jester and every one of you amazing people that have joined us from there, I was proud to join you guys on that bar panel. And I understand that Zachary will be hosting tonight. Lovely little family and group there. Real champions of free speech, and that's what it's all about. And I tell you this, we're live.
Tell you this.
That's an old boss. He told me that. Use that in your sales pitch.
Nice. And I told you that to tell you this.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Did I tell you this? That I stopped by JB's.
Did you?
I did.
Ooh,
and like the new owner was there, and he was like, "Oh, you used to work?" I was like, "Yeah, this is my store, man."
Is he Russian or Vietnamese?
He was like Indian.
Both. Oh.
So you come, my name is Maldiv. You work my Biscayne store. Me and you, we go partner. And I'm like, I'm done with that.
You're done with the game?
I told you that to tell you this.
Well done.
That welcome to the show.
Yeah.
It is another week of Stuck at Night. As you know, we're probably not doing Wednesday, so it's going to be Monday, Tuesday, Thursday.
CanCon's going to be here tomorrow.
CanCon will be here tomorrow. I didn't have my wait.
No.
Hey, I'm getting faster at it.
Bob Saget!
Yeah, Bob Saget. Oh, man.
What, man? I have Tourette's. Sometimes it comes out.
You brought up some... might as well just get into the bad news.
Well, I'm sure nobody knows. Breaking news.
You start off with saying CanCon will be here tomorrow. Extremely great, fantastic, fun news.
I tell you this.
To tell us Bob Saget died.
Well,
I tell you that to tell you this.
All right, I got some finger wagging to do at some people.
I'll tell you this to tell you that.
And I'm going to tell this to tell that. All right, fuck it.
No, this is a true... I told you that to tell you this because you're telling us this so we can segue into that. So go ahead. Tell us this.
Right, improper segue, but...
No, it's proper.
I am known as, and this is redundant already, I wrote my fucking divorce letter, signed it, wore a t-shirt, ate the burger, fucking all that good shit. Did that on the show, all right? I am consistently on the side that I am portrayed as being on, policy, progressive, so I keep my own shit in check, my own group, and I seem to have been embraced very much so. Not by any machination or design of my own, by the right. So this is where I want to stay as credible to our truth here at Stuck in the Middle, which is the truth. Consistency. It remains ever present in the way we do our show, and I am very disappointed in what I am noticing, and we have some things that we're going to split this apart to maybe make it make more sense to me, but I'm noticing only on the right side of the spectrum, politically, or Trump ideation, people that are very fixated on Epstein Island, any celebrity, minus Betty White, bless her heart. Bob Saget, I can't tell you how many right-wing people have told me Bob Saget was on the flight logs of Epstein Island, and that it's irrevocable proof, and it's not doctored. It's a fucking meme. It's a picture of a document, and they're using that as their evidence. I'm on some pedo hunter groups on Facebook. SEAL Team Brick, shout out. I know you guys are very private. The term bricking, that means you're gonna kill a fucking pedophile.
I thought it meant ruining a phone.
Bricking?
Yeah, when you brick a phone.
No, I'm not getting it.
You
need some Red Bull.
I was a technology guy.
Okay, all right. So
I'll tell you that to tell you this. Bob Saget died.
He is dead. But his legacy is being tainted, by the way. Oh, he got the booster, I heard, but we're going to get into that. I'm noticing everybody.
I got a video for that.
A lot of, okay. And
you kind of like jumped the gun.
Oh, I'm a gun jumper.
Remember, there's a strategy here a little bit.
I know. I'm just off the rails. I'm off the wall.
Yeah, no, look, you're trying to compensate for my low energy.
I'm going to. This is where I just want to leave off on regarding like we're all passionate about everything that has happened to the children. We are champions. We have to be strong for the kids in this country.
I don't know if we're all passionate about all that.
Well, I think every pedophile elite scumbag that has gotten away with taking advantage of a child should be hunted down, killed, tortured, and all that.
Oh yeah.
But that energy. It's gone so much so unchecked within the realm of mostly the right. And I'm not saying the left ignores shit like Epstein Island, but it seems ever prevalent, so much so that they believe anything. They're immediately gullible. Oh, he's in Hollywood? Pedophile. Unquestionably so. What, you have evidence? Oh, he said something 20 years ago? Where'd you hear that? Oh, you heard it on a podcast? Yeah, that's all I need to know. Done. Pedophile. Fuck him.
I guess you should be just as upset, and you have a 100% valid point, as we pointed out before. But, now we're here, and I'm saying you should also have just as equal frustration, if not more, maybe to the left, because they're doing exactly what you're saying, but in the opposite sense.
In a sense that
they're pretending nothing is happening. And they're like, oh, everything's fine and dandy. That child's anus hurts simply because it was born that way. Not because every director in Hollywood has had their way with them just to give them some B supporting role in a few C films.
Maybe he was born with it. Maybe it was Weinstein.
Maybe it's Maybelline. We'll never know.
No, okay, so I see what you're saying, and we did come to this kind of conclusion that there's so much of the...
Let me stamp that because you just remind me. Yeah, and then while we were talking, I kind of threw out there that I do think this is... So who controls media, social media, stuff like that? It seems to be mainly left-leaning, maybe...
unavoidable conclusion, as much as I tried to deny it.
Maybe 60-40, right? Like even 55-45. But I'll say 60-40. Some people probably want to say 75-25. Lost it.
No, you didn't.
Where'd the Biden
75-25 or something like that, where to me, it's as simple as this. We have lost balance because we are so divided. We have the left that have pretty much, and the left-leaning media and the champions of social media, the CEOs that are censoring certain right voices, have pushed so many of the right-leaning groups to one side that they now have nothing but an echo chamber and are left unchecked.
They're in charge of such a square where the public gets together and has their conversations. The left, that is, that now things are kind of starting to bite themselves in the ass, just as you kind of like clarified for what I was trying to say. Now there are two sides going unchecked.
Yes.
As before, there was this middle there where when you floated out an idea, it tipped one way, it tipped the other way, and you kind of got to see, if you're on one side, you kind of got to see what tipped it to the left. You kind of got to see what tipped it back towards you. Now when you're on these two opposite ends of the spectrum, you can't then throw in some type of balance in there to hear a counter to your idea, because even in that small realm of extreme, the balance, the counter to the most extreme point is still going to be within the realm of the extreme.
This is why, as much as I fucking hate a two-party system, the bipartisan bullshit, there does exist a reasoning, a design for these two opposing forces to open the dialogue and keep dialogue happening. Now we have the left championing pure censorship. Nothing good about that.
The left championing censorship.
And
the right's like, say what you want, which they kind of always been, but
they're saying
what you want. Comedians?
Right. Well, when it comes to comedy, man, both you and I are very forgiving because the intent we're aware.
Like, how long has a lot of the comedians, the left stood up for comedians saying what they want? George Carlin left, Richard Pryor, stuff like that. Now it seems like the majority of comedy, the people who are saying what they want without worrying about offending people, is people on the right.
Well, yeah, without worrying about what happens so much.
Comedy seems to be on the right side of history.
I hope so. Yeah, the canceling, I'm going to go out on a whim and say it may be dying down a little bit. I'm not seeing as much cancellation or outrage. But
I don't know.
Could be, I don't watch the fucking television as much as my family does.
We have a Stuck Reacts coming out. This is going to hold us to it about Patton Oswalt and Dave Chappelle, and this just happened. You're saying slowing down, but
I hope so.
I don't think so. I think it's gonna maintain or get a little up or down. I don't know.
I would like to ask, and through no fault of anybody's, I expressed how I came to this conclusion, and I say yes, I'm noticing it's mostly or only people on the right that are coming to this conclusion. I fairly would like to ask you individually, if you're in the audience and you're
what
watching
conclusion
right now,
is that? Can you refresh?
That Bob Saget is a pedophile because I saw a fucking picture that was most likely doctored. They don't need any credible evidence. They've associated Hollywood with pedophilia.
I'm not gonna lie. It's such an unfair question. It's such an unfair way to propose somebody to answer that. Does people on the left, are they sitting there trying to figure out where the next pedophile is coming from? As you pointed out before, yes, it does seem like the right has this focus in on that. So, what exactly are you asking?
Right now, I just want to know if there's anybody in here, because there is a good fan and friend of ours who was pretty upset at my response, which was just to immediately
really?
Say, yeah, well, one member that is on the right that I have nothing but love and respect for, she really went on a tangent of, whoa, slow your roll. Don't get mad at this person for calling Bob Saget a pedo. And all I did was say, whoa, where's your evidence? You guys are getting too gullible here. You're jumping on anything without, And one person said, well, prove he isn't. I said, that's not how shit works. If you have the burden of proof and you're the one making the claim, you have to supply the fucking evidence. That's all I'm asking.
Can you be that person right now for us? Can you supply any burden of proof? Can you try to counter yourself? What is the burden of proof that they were trying to say Bob Saget was a I feel so guilty saying that. Do they not understand? He was a raunchy-ass
comic for
one. Even before he went to Full House, even before he did America's Funniest Home Videos because of Full House. The dude was a raunchy comedian. One of my favorite movies, Dirty Work. Norm, directed by Bob Saget. Fucking A. They were trying to do a Dirty Work Part 2. It never came to be because obviously Norm had passed, and now it definitely won't because,
I think there's
Mr.
a pretty good
Saget.
Chance. Saget's dead. Norm's dead. I don't know, man.
Heaven gets to see Dirty Work too, man.
There you go. But no, I just... I hope I'm just clear, and I don't mean to be as broad-stroking as it sounds. I just want to ensure that, I am seen as consistent and heavy-handed on both sides.
You have a valid frustration, but I just thought it was such a small, I saw a little bit of the outrage, and I was just we're pretty, we have our ear to the ground when it comes to, the latest and greatest of the Hollywood pedos. We're really okay, who's, because it doesn't fly good with us, as it shouldn't anybody. To all of a sudden hear the Bob Saget thing, has that ever flown across your radar before? I'm familiar with the Bob Saget comedy when he was talking about, or actually singing about, maybe raping the Olsen twins in a song. I don't know. He's a comedian.
Yeah, he did that in a 2009 special.
There was another one you're talking about.
He simulated rape on a doll on the set of Full House with only the adults present, and everybody laughed. And he didn't call them...
Dave Coulier was like, cut it out.
So, but yeah, people seem to be taking little snippets of hearsay and forming their own narrative without fact-checking a goddamn thing. But here we go again. Fact-checking, that's another thing that's been completely a fucking failure right now. Fact-check the fact-checkers and trust the fucking science and all that shit. There's nothing to trust. So I almost understand how people fall down rabbit holes so easily, so quickly, but to just jump so,
you mean like we're about to do into maybe what could have killed Mr. Saget?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this is going around. We'd be remiss to think we would not mention this, but we are going to.
I'll be doing the city. I'll be doing all around. I'm touring the whole country trying to make people laugh. And so I just got my booster, so I'm going to keep, I don't know what that's worth because a new variant comes out every 10 minutes, but what the hell? I'm going to go make people laugh.
So people were arguing that, oh, well, he was joking about that, but I think he was being serious about getting the booster.
He did get the booster.
And the joke was like, hey, there's a new variant coming out.
That's the joke.
What is it really, you know?
Yeah.
Saget was a very straightforward man. He wasn't really much of a partier, wasn't really much of a drinker. You know, he's not like your typical, like, oh, yeah, we're Chris Farley, we're fucking...
Yeah, no, he was more subtle than that. You know, he had a craft.
You don't pronounce the B. Subtle. You don't say subtle.
Okay.
You said subtle.
Subtle.
Nope.
Sublittle.
Like, I understand
I
understand when you look at Subway.
Subtle?
I get it.
Subtle?
It's subtle.
It's subtle, man.
It's almost like SUDDLE, subtle.
Well, this is...
It's not subtle.
This is too subtle, and I'm being subtle about this.
You said...
So...
He said it right, and then he said it wrong.
So
what's going on?
There are people that are absolutely
not
eager.
being subtle about this.
They're eager to be like, the booster killed him, the booster killed Betty White.
Well... Now, I just heard that. Yeah. Then you also reminded us that, oh, hey, by the way, Betty White. Well, we talked about it. You reminded me just 2 hours ago before we went on. You're like, hey, by the way, remember when we were talking about that Betty White had just gotten the COVID shot, COVID/booster a few days before.
6 days prior to her death, that beast of a woman had a stroke. 3 days after the stroke, she got the fucking... is it 3 days after the stroke she got the booster, or it was 3 days before the stroke she got the booster? Either way, very close to the end of her fucking life.
I don't know, but I heard she hit a birdie that day. She stroked out and hit a birdie.
Yeah, not everybody's...
It's golf. It's golf. We're talking about golf here.
Is anybody
I'm going to keep swinging until I hit a home run.
If you play
now
golf,
we're talking about baseball.
If you play golf, I want you to just say... I play golf, so I can just laugh at you and call you
birdie's good, right? That's under. I did under if I did a birdie.
I don't talk cis white boy, bro.
Well, you talk COVID, right? Let's keep talking COVID because there's a few interesting things coming out with COVID right now, especially coming out of the mouth of the birdie that is the CDC director.
Yeah,
see what I did there?
She said something pretty fucking crazy.
All right, people. Oh,
what?
Can I play one quick best Bob Saget clip?
Please do. Oh, if it's the one I posted, of course.
No, I don't know what the fuck you posted, dude. We don't pay attention to each other.
His scene in Half Baked. I know, dude. What the fuck? This is the one I posted.
This one everyone posted.
Hi.
This was great, and let me just explain real quick before we get deep dive into COVID why this was great. This was great because this is before the new millennium. I believe this was what?
98.
98, exactly. Okay, perfect. This was 1998. I was going to say 97, 98, but this was really before the idea of Bob Saget being who he was known as. Again, people don't understand no, not in private. As a stand-up comedian, he was a raunchy stand-up comedian. Very, very dirty. Everyone was confused as to why he landed Danny Tanner because they knew him of who the hell he was.
Opposite,
right?
Which really broke some people's brains.
Well, it did. And then it broke people's brains in a good way because they understood the versatility of him, because he translated as a completely clean person. The guy did America's Funniest Home Videos. I feel like we're being circular here. But
the worst fucking jokes ever, but we grew up on it, and this is the first introduction I had, technically, as a teenager, where I was like, holy fuck, that was Bob Saget, guys.
Danny Tanner?
Yeah.
Said a mean thing?
And I'll tell you guys what the edited TV version is after this.
Oh, no, I believe they say it in this one.
Hi. I'm here today because
I mean, look at the title.
Yeah.
To marijuana.
The edit is funny.
You in here for marijuana? Marijuana? Man, this is some bullshit.
Marijuana is not a drug. I used to suck dick for coke.
I seen them.
Yo,
That's an addiction, man.
The most underrated line in that part is what?
I seen him?
Yes. Yes.
The best part.
Yeah, like yeah. I used to suck dick for coke because I seen him.
Preach on.
He did. He's seen him. Like, so one of the Saget's funniest clips. Do you remember this one? Of his funniest.
Before you jump, the edited version on TV back in the day was, I used to suck teeth for coke. So I'd always try to imagine what a human being looks like sucking someone else's teeth for years.
I remember in The Big Lebowski, the FX. So like the scene was, this is what it feels like when you F a stranger in the A, when you fuck a stranger in the ass. This is what it feels like, Donnie, because like Walter's just like, not Donnie, but Walter is just messing up this guy's car. And then in the FX version, it's like, this is what it feels like when you go skiing in the Andes Mountains. This is what it feels like when you go skiing in the Alps or something to that effect.
I haven't seen this one yet, by the way.
So this is another one of Danny Tanner moments freaking out.
Oh my God. And I'm leaving.
So this is the before Dumb and Dumber, but even though this is before they were where we knew them. So this is while they were younger. And Danny Tanner walks in to a bathroom that was just occupado by one of our fellow Dumb and Dumberers.
Shit everywhere. There's shit everywhere. Damn it! There's shit on the windows. Oh my God! My house is full of shit. He shit everywhere. Look what he did. He shit all over the wall.
I've never seen this.
How about tonight at 8?
Great. Thanks. Thank you, Lloyd. I gotta go upstairs. I gotta go upstairs. You gotta leave.
Is he murdering his wife?
No, the wife walked in on the house full of poo and shit.
Okay, this is the prequel. I've lost my Dumb and Dumber fucking trilogy set.
Me too. That I mean, we didn't really have to show that one, but I felt compelled.
We're making it clear that there was a whole other side of him.
I miss Bob Saget. I miss Norm Macdonald.
Rest in peace to the greats.
Yeah, seriously.
But yeah,
dirty work will live in infamy. Epiphanies.
I did my finger wagging. I'm just saying, like,
Tortoises.
No matter what side you're on, please check your sources, citations, facts. They still matter in the pursuit of truth, or we all look bad. We all look stupid.
So do we do it? Do we get into the whole bullshit that is the same old COVID nonsense? But there is new news.
Yes, because all right, it's still relevant because the news that keeps coming out keeps proving that the ever fucking changing science that people say dare not question keeps on giving us new fucking answers. And the goalpost, it keeps getting moved. I think it fell off our flat fucking earth.
And they want us. They want us to get tired. They want us to get burnt out. Like, yo, you're not going to want us to talk about COVID anymore, dude, because you're going to be burnt out by it. That's it. Game over. You're exhausted. Look at you. You look fatigued. We're going to color you like CNN colored Joe Rogan. We're going to we're going to manipulate how you look because we want to make sure you understand that you're tired, man. You're burnt out from the COVID stuff.
And just surrender. At the end of the day, that's all we want you to do.
And then everybody's like, yeah, man. We're tired. We're done with you guys talking about the COVID stuff. And then slowly but surely, they're going to
start implementing shit. Just
not implement. They're going to slowly but surely start revealing things that people from the beginning were concerned and or worried about.
Okay, so you break that one sentence. We got
break the wall down.
It was that the CDC director said 75% of the deaths, the people that died from COVID.
Oh, dude, you're giving me douche chills, bro.
All had, 3 or 4 more comorbidities? 3 or 4 more. We've always asked. And that the vaccine doesn't actually prevent transmission. So from day one, it's always been stop the spread and do your part. It's never been about the deaths. Even though I'd go on and cite, it's a 0.9 versus a 0.89% chance of getting hospitalized, but don't go saying that. And
you gave me douche chills.
Somebody very close to my family who's in the last throes of his job, going to get his severance package. They're threatening, and he is the remote. He works from fucking home. They're saying, if you don't get the vaccine, we're going to fire you. In this state.
Do you remember when Brett Favre was in the last throes of his job? And he fucking threw that bomb.
You're such a moron.
Fucking down the field.
I just want to choke you.
Why?
What the fuck?
What, man?
Brett Favre throws stuff. He said throw.
Yeah, but he was in the last throes of his job.
You didn't see that joke I posted in Voice of the People. I said, this is how Josh is going to die. And it's a picture of a dude that goes, there's somebody watching the sun, and there's a bayou in the way of the sunset. Mm-hmm. And then the person and you say, well, you know what they say, bayous will be bayous. And then there's a murder investigation. He's dead. And the cop says, we can all agree this is justified murder. That is how you will die, Josh.
Bayou.
One of your
bayous
will be bayous. Boys will be boys. It'll be some dumb pun.
I don't get it.
You don't need to, because you're going to make a pun and someone's going to kill you.
Seems like bayous should be bayous, though.
Yep. Justifiable homicide.
Don't understand it. Don't want to. Keep going. So this has been recirculating. This is not necessarily the most.
Holy shit! YouTube already slapped a COVID banner at the bottom of the stream, bro.
Did they really?
Yeah. Just
because we have the. Fuck! I knew it. We knew it. We were like debating back and forth. Eli and I, like, should we? Shouldn't we? Hashtag COVID. Talk about COVID in the stream, and like we both convinced ourselves, like, it's fine. We should do it.
Yeah.
We should totally do it.
Well, champions of free speech.
Fuck you. We're not talking about. We love vaccines.
Yeah.
We love vaccines.
Woo!
We love vaccines. Everybody should do it.
Look,
I've been shooting up vaccines for years now.
I'm on my 12th booster. That's why I can't see
up.
Straight anymore.
Pound it.
I missed it because I'm on so many boosters.
No, that's fine. We do boosters here at Stuck at Night.
That's why my eyes are bugging out, and I'm looking both left and right.
Boosters.
See, look, Wolf right there. He's just fucking high on booster number 28.
Let's listen to what she says to Wolf. Now, that I think this is from it was a little while ago, but it's funny to listen to now. And then we're to go into something else that she just kind of said.
What's going to get put in that mouth?
Our vaccines are working exceptionally well. They continue to work well for Delta with regard to severe illness and death. They prevent it. But what they can't do anymore is prevent transmission.
Oh.
So if you're going home to somebody who has not been vaccinated, to somebody who can't get vaccinated, somebody who might be immunosuppressed or a little bit frail, somebody who has comorbidities that put them at high risk, I would suggest you wear a mask in public indoor settings.
Boom!
Mic drop.
Yeah, I mean, well, kind of. Not really. That was just kind of
not at all.
A refresher.
From the Delta days.
Because the most hard-hitting one just coming out now, where this is what she says, and I really hope this people take into account.
Yeah, that's the same lady.
It is the same lady. This is the same lady.
I don't know if she's polished up like Rogan or anything, but she ain't no spring chicken.
Listen to this.
She can CD's nuts.
CD. Oh, I like that. CD nuts.
Sorry, the 16th booster's got me on a fucking
You can
roll.
Walensky these nuts.
Okay, no.
Walensky.
Go on
maybe.
timeout. Right.
The overwhelming number of deaths, over 75%, occurred in people who had at least 4 comorbidities. So really, these are people who were unwell to begin with. And yes, really encouraging news in the context of Omicron. This means not only just to get your primary series, but to get your booster series. And yes, we're really...
So, yeah. So she goes on to saying, like, yeah, comorbidities have killed about, 75% of people who had 4 or more comorbidities, but still, get it.
So
which maybe you should. It's fine.
The final count that they're really trying to guesstimate here is what, 700,000 or 800,000 deaths, but 75% had 3 or 4 more comorbidities, and I thought it was always about stopping the spread.
Listen to CNN respond to what she said.
Fuck.
God damn. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Occurred in people
so we're going to replay
at
this part.
4 comorbidities. So really, these are people who
and here
were
CNN
unwell
responds to it.
begin with.
So the hospitals are still stretched thin because of this, so I'm not trying to take away from that. But if 40% in some hospitals, 40% of the people who have COVID don't necessarily have problematic COVID. They're there because they got in a car accident. They're there because they bumped their head, and they're being included as in the hospital with COVID. That number seems kind of misleading.
Yeah, I agree, Jake. It surprises me that they have not been able to parse out that data more carefully. I think the data that Dr. Walensky is quoting is from New York State, and we've been following that data as well. And I can show you what we've seen, sort of tracks with what she said. But out of all the patients that are in the hospital, about 57%, these are COVID patients, admitted because...
I don't know if you just heard what I just heard, but if you remember...
You agree it was misleading.
Maybe like fucking 2 years ago when people would make fun of fucking shit that Joe Rogan would talk about.
At all. It's like it could be.
Listen to Elon Musk on Joe Rogan.
Give people better information. Definitely diagnosed with COVID, or had COVID-like symptoms. We're conflating those two, so that it looks bigger than it is. Then, if somebody dies, was COVID a primary cause of the death or not? I mean, if somebody has COVID, gets eaten by a shark, we find their arm has COVID.
I already pulled that shit with the motorcycle shit.
It's going to get recorded as a COVID death.
That's happened.
Is that real?
I mean, basically.
Not that bad, but heart attacks, strokes,
get hit by a bus.
Cancer.
If you get hit by a bus,
we had the guy that died in a motor vehicle accident.
And die, and they find that you have COVID, you will be recorded as a COVID death.
Why would they do that, though?
Funding.
Listen.
Well, right now, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. I mean, it's mostly paved with bad intentions, but there's some good intention paving stones in there too. And the stimulus bill that was intended to help
bill
with the hospitals that were being overrun with COVID patients created an incentive to record something as COVID that is difficult to say no to, especially if your hospital is going bankrupt for lack of other patients.
The stimulus bill said, hey, the more COVID incidents, patients, deaths you have, the more money we give you. Like we always talked about
Once we generated an incentive to have more COVID, there was going to be, just misuse across the board.
Yes, and now the CDC director comes out and says that effing BS, okay, that effing BS, excuse my French here, but now we really have to ask the question, well, if this is what's going on there, what about the 836,000 deaths that have been because of COVID? How would the CDC director respond to that?
I would love to know the answer.
I'm glad you asked that because we have that exact question and that exact CDC director.
Of course it's on Fox, Josh. Jesus H. Christ.
You're right. But guess what? CNN or MSNBC didn't ask this effing question.
Do you know how many of the 836,000 deaths in the U.S. linked to COVID are from COVID, or how many are with COVID, but they had other comorbidities? Do you have that breakdown?
Yes, of course. With Omicron, we're following that very carefully. Our death registry, of course, takes a few weeks to collect. And of course, Omicron has just been with us for a few weeks, but those data will be forthcoming.
Do you know how many?
Wait.
Bro.
Can she just fucking comment about the 700,000? What?
No. Omicron accounts for maybe 1%.
Percent.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Person.
Wow. Yeah. One is died.
It's not 700,000. It's 835,999 people. So how do we know that 75% of the people who have died of COVID had 4 or more comorbidities, but of the 836,000, we're stumbling over our words talking about Omicron, a rather new variant, even though COVID has been out since January 2020.
Long enough to have concrete data that she could have, I'm sure she had a fucking number up there she didn't want to share.
Why are we not allowed to talk about this stuff?
Dude, I mean, did you not write in the list of topics that there was some kind of bill being signed? And I don't want to turn into the show that's fear-mongering, but we're going to always report on the truth and the things that get fucking slid into the giant stacks of legislation. Why is this family member of mine being threatened in his final months of his job, right before his pension, to get the fucking booster or get fucking fired? What the fuck? So...
Let me see, I can pull it up.
Okay. And in the meantime, Independent Mini, I think I saw somebody wish you a happy birthday. And that if that's the case, happy birthday, Indy. Special shout out to you, one of our greatest and favorite fans ever on this planet.
Yeah, so this is from the Gateway Pundit. And don't worry, we only have a few more COVID topics left, so we're not going to be on here, freaking harping on it for too long, but I think this is what they want you to do. They want you to get
part of our everyday life. Yeah,
they want you to get burned out from this shit.
The more burnt out you get, the easier it is to get you to surrender. The less willing you are to talk about it. I'm sure some people out there hear this shit get mentioned, they just tune the fuck out. I don't blame them.
All right, so check this shit out. The bill filed in Washington state would authorize a strike force to involuntarily detain unvaccinated families.
Involuntarily detain. That's the language you just used.
Yep.
In the United States.
The bill, and not William, just Bill. The bill WAC 246-100-040, which is a revision to include COVID protocol under the state's Communicable and Certain Other Diseases Act, outlines procedures for isolation or quarantine. The measure would allow local health officers at his or her sole direction to issue an emergency detention order causing a person or group of persons to be immediately detained for purposes of isolation or quarantine.
All right, so remember how we started out this episode and I was finger wagging at the right? This is where I finger wag at the fucking left. Like, where is the outrage, guys? Here it is being reported on. It's out there in the open. They're not even being quiet about it anymore. Shit's getting implemented. We've seen what's going on in Australia. Ricardo reached out to me not that long ago and said they're fucking protesting again over there. This is where I ask left, where you at? I already finger wagged at the right. Uh-oh, I gotta fix my tooth.
Well, I mean, it's funny you brought up Australia because if you look what's going on right there right now with, I don't know how to say his name, Djokovic. So this guy Djokovic, this tennis player, and please comment down if I did get it wrong. But from my understanding, this dude Djokovic, he's a tennis player. I think he's a Serbian tennis player. He's supposed to play in the Australian Open.
Correct.
Okay.
I saw a picture and an article headline about him. I don't know much.
Right.
But I do know he did survive COVID, right?
To play in the Australian Open, a judge ruled that he didn't have to be vaccinated. He only had, so it goes back to this. He comes over here and the Australian Open doesn't say you need to be vaccinated. You just need to be COVID free, something along those lines. You need to have the antibodies. Well, he gets to the border and the Australian government's like, yo, hold up. That's not a knife. This is a knife. And they show him their knife and they're like, fucking cut your passport up because, yeah, that's cool and all that the Australian Open will let you in, but Australia won't unless you're vaccinated. So they cut his shit up. So he gets a judge in on it. He gets a lawyer in on it. Lawyer takes it to one of the Australian courts, and a judge rules that the immigration area was too quick to rip up his passport, was too quick to deny him entrance. So he was granted entrance. He's allowed to play this tennis tournament, which means he did not need a vaccine and just needed to have the COVID antibodies from a previous COVID infection, which is infuriating the continent of Australia, who was locked down with a vaccine mandate. They can't do jack shit without a vaccine. They can't go outside. They can't get their 50 minutes of outside time without a vaccine. And yet here's a sports guy who, to me, rightfully so, is fully protected from COVID because he had a previous exposure and had COVID. He has the antibodies to prove it, and now, believe it or not, the immigration czar, the immigration officer, the last line in this whole thing is contemplating whether he's going to cancel his visa or not, which could ironically ban him for 3 years.
This is the same place that has fucking camps, and I'm not being hyperbolic because it's good to see a return viewer. I haven't seen her in a while. But this is no bullshit. We have covered. We have played the video, the evidence, the citations, the news. They do have camps for the unvaccinated over there in Australia. This is the place that is now considering canceling the man's visa or something.
Which we're getting close to having camps here. But yeah, they were if the
based
immigration
on that fucking bill. Based on that fucking bill, which should be alarming to every American.
The immigration minister has or he will consider whether to exercise the personal power of cancellation. That would mean the 9-time Australian Open winner and defending champion could again face deportation and could miss the tournament, which starts on January 17th. It could also bar him from the country for 3 years.
Wow.
Isn't that weird?
There's everything is
so
weird and nefarious about it. I no longer see the greater good cause in this. If it's not even about the transfer anymore, it's not about the deaths. What the fuck is it about anymore?
But could you imagine if you're the citizens of Australia? Here you are being locked in your house. Here you are have to meet these certain requirements.
So much so that they paint a line in front of your house and you cross it and you get arrested?
Yeah. And here is this guy who's like, "Yo, I play tennis. I'm cool. I've got it already."
Yeah.
Meanwhile, millions of people
have
been saying, "Yeah, I've gotten it too." How come you have natural immunity to play on a tennis field, but I don't have natural immunity to go to fucking work? What's going on with this picture?
Yeah, I don't know how much
the more and more I
wait.
hear mass formation psychosis, the more and more I agree with it. The more and more the news comes out and says they've debunked mass formation psychosis, the more and more I agree with it.
You're not going to have an answer to this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Why did my father today tell me that the hospitals are filled to capacity with COVID patients? He's watching the mainstream media, and I know I sound like that guy. But
it's anecdotal.
What the fuck?
What hospitals are filled? Maybe that has.
He said they're turning people away, and so I get into it.
But the people they're turning away more than likely are elective surgery and stuff like that. More than likely, it's not people who have
Devil's in the
COVID.
details, and sometimes he hates that, and we find this impasse. I'm just glad that there's true, father-son love there, because I can see how families are breaking up from this division that's being sowed into our...
You have to give each other both slack. You have to know maybe there is a hospital that has so much COVID, they're turning people away. We've known with a few things going on that that's... what they're turning away is like the elective surgery and stuff like that.
Wasn't there massive staffing issues?
Massive staff, because those same first-line responders would not then get the vaccine, even though they were exposed to COVID, even though there's many talks about even this that has just came out. I swear to God, we've brought up this article 14 different times from 20 different sources. Here it is again. And it's for both. It's for both. Antibodies from infection or vaccine offer robust protection from Omicron, study says.
But you can't even pretend that that's, the truth out there based on the mainstream's narrative. It's just the vaccine or nothing. There's no respect to any other which way you can go about this. And it's exhausting, and it's divisive, and it's disgusting. And now it's impacting our legislation. So what is the straw that's to break the camel's back here?
Is understanding history and understanding maybe we've been here before.
Holy shit, the Mayo Clinic fucking fired 700 people. I'll look into it, but that sounds about right. I do have to look into it because I don't want to fall into the same broad stroke I mentioned earlier, which it just gave me a little bit of an echo chamber, and I'll jump all over the data.
It's fine.
I don't have...
It's
this is that old ass footage that's like really similar to where we're at.
Check this out. Yep.
I don't have to remind many Americans that the Center for Disease Control was the one that said you should use DDT in your homes.
Used right, it is absolutely harmless to humans and animals. Remember the name, DDT. It spells certain death.
A scientific panel today reported that pesticides may indeed represent a grave threat to mankind.
Christ. Remember the swine flu scare of 1976? That was the year the U.S. government told us all that swine flu could turn out to be a killer, and Washington decided that every man, woman, and child in the nation should get a shot to prevent a nationwide outbreak, a pandemic. Well, 46 million of us obediently took the shot.
Did anyone ever come to you and say, there's the possibility of neurological damage if you get into a mass immunization program?
No.
No one ever did?
No. I can't believe that they would say that they did not know that there were neurological illnesses associated with influenza vaccination. That simply is not true. We did know that.
And he's lying.
I guess you would have to make that assumption.
You're
And
nervous,
why does
buddy.
this report from your own agency list neurological complications as a possibility? You didn't feel it was necessary to tell the American people that information.
Dr. Sensor's CDC also helped create the advertising to get the public to take the shot.
I mean, damn. Did this aired, by the way?
No, I think this is from a series, from an online series.
And now Americans are claiming damages.
Oh, you mean they
from
pulled
Uncle
it?
Sam
They didn't
amounting
air it?
to $3.5
This was aired from 60 Minutes. This is a 60 Minutes show.
Segment. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
billion. By far the greatest number of the claims, 2/3 of them, are for neurological damage or even death.
There are serious concerns tonight about how well the CDC controls dangerous germs at its own labs after yet another safety lapse.
For the third time in a month, the CDC acknowledged deadly pathogens were handled incorrectly in government labs.
That CDC is the CDC that allegedly is looking out for your public health.
This is the reason why schools in New York were built with asbestos.
Yeah, here. And then here is this. Speaking of CDC directors, check this out. This is a former CDC director talking about. So if you're not aware, Delta Airlines came out and essentially lobbied with the CDC to change the quarantine time from 10 days down to 5 days. Now, I don't know about you, but I would rather health control health and not money control health.
Yeah, when you say lobbied, now we have
that means
conflict of
money.
interest. There's money involved.
That means money was like, well, you know what? You're right. It shouldn't be 10 days. It should be 5 days. Which there's no science to money.
No, it's
There's just
very,
math.
Right.
Yeah.
Very finite.
And I'm not good at math, but they must got paid a fuckload. So here is a former CDC director kind of giving us insight to that idea.
But it's not just the messaging, it is also the guidance. We know that Delta Airlines, for example, lobbied the CDC to cut its guidelines on isolating from 10 days to 5, and without a negative test, which a lot of epidemiologists have criticized, and a lot of other governments like the UK's haven't done. When you were head of the CDC, did you get lobbied by big business to change public health guidelines?
All the time. What's happening here is the virus is changing. Omicron is behaving a lot more like influenza than like the Delta variant or the Alpha variant from last year.
This is their out. This is their out. Like this whole time. Now this is their out to be like, yep, it's totally not that bad anymore.
So
this is their out.
As we're fatigued, they're slowly saying, yeah, it's just not.
They see we're drained and we're done, and they wore us down. And they're like, they're like, because people are submitting and they've, complied so much, now they're going to pull it back. Now things are going to go back to normal.
Really?
Yes.
I hope so.
Look at
the legislation, though. What is that for the offset of people that choose to never go par the course, status quo? Like, why is it in our legislation now?
Do you know that the bill, which I totally forgot to bring up, but the bill about the involuntary detain.
Yeah, you brought that
That
up.
actually came out in October 2019.
Oh.
The first COVID case was January 2020.
That's a little spooky.
So who knows the long-term play of this, or what any long-term plays were in someone's mind.
Okay, good. You just reminded me. I asked my father, why would they agree to only give us full transparency in 55 fucking years? He's like, well, they're going to feed like a little bit here and there. All I'm like, but, explain why that should make sense. And I don't know why, to God's name, he would defend it.
In a separate question, ask him why they were waiting till like 2030 something to release all the JFK evidence.
Bro.
I would be interested to see if he says something along the lines of, well, the government was probably waiting for anybody who was involved in that to pass away.
He was an anti-Vietnam protester, hippie fucking beatnik, man. I don't... Jesus.
Yeah, and this turn is just out of... it's this beat down. I've worn you out. You're kind of afraid now. You think
you become
the
pariah,
only person that can kind of help is the government. It's just like... You know, and then you have people on the other side of the spectrum who are just like, yep, this is all bullshit. It's pandemic. This is all everybody's like, it's a completely fake virus.
That's where I think the government, by their design, they sought to lose that balance so that the sides would no longer check themselves.
They needed,
because we're both off on their fucking.
They needed one thing to be so politicized, like one thing that's affecting everybody to be so politicized to where politicization is worse than the virus itself.
And that's people did not see, I don't want to talk about the fucking movie Don't Look Up. It just reminds me of that. But anyway, the ending of that brings an end to the conversation. But okay, I mean, it's done damage, and you know, fucking A, man, we've covered it. We're not trying to demonize vaccines entirely, but we're trying to sow some seeds, not of doubt, not of one way or another, just to keep everything open so you guys can formulate your own fucking opinions with your own brains.
Honestly, I don't think we've ever demonized the vaccine.
Yeah, I mean, default to talk to your own fucking doctor.
Yeah. Do that. We've never
I've just always
it's been against like mandates, this idea that this is the only way, there's no therapeutics. Before you couldn't, people got kicked off from Twitter for calling the vaccine a therapeutic, and now essentially the CDC director's coming out and saying it's a therapeutic.
Yeah,
in the way
that's what I said. Don't call it a vaccine anymore. It's a fucking treatment. Therapeutic, if you will.
It's just gonna make what you get less severe. That's great. Fantastic. But we're mandating things over a vaccine that now we're talking about antibodies from prior COVID infection. You know, there's many other, it's so without us knowing, the CDC went and fired the current CDC director. We have a new CDC director, which I honestly think is already off to a better start than the former CDC director. They're already answering hard-hitting questions about, you know, how we could treat COVID. And the first one, now make sure you understand what I'm saying, is hydrochloroquine or ivermectin. Okay, see how I said those words?
Mm-hmm.
I'm setting this up very, very poorly. So enjoy the new CDC director talking about treatments.
Is that the new CDC director?
It is, yeah. It's new CDC director.
Should we use hydromycin and hydroxychloroquine to treat COVID? It really don't even matter, bro. You feel me? So if you use it, is what it is.
I think that's the most honest CDC director we've had. They saw the names of the drugs and they were like,
we use hydromycin and hydroxychloroquine to treat COVID.
Damn.
I could. It really don't even matter, bro. You feel me? So if you use it, is what it is.
Word.
If you use it, it is what it
is. And
I appreciate the honesty from the new CDC director.
It's refreshing, very refreshing. You know, I could just see a whole alternate reality where Stuck in the Middle is mainstream and we get attacked for making fun of disenfranchised youth or something. I don't know what.
What, over that clip?
Yeah, dude, don't. I'm just talking. What? I'm just thinking out loud.
It's funny because he didn't say the words right. He
said it terribly.
Yeah. Hydroxychloroquine.
He said it is what it is.
Yeah.
Dude, praise the new CDC director, okay?
I'm all trying to give the new CDC
I want to see him go face to face with Fauci.
I don't see how that's.
I bet you. No, not just. I'm making it that. I want to make it awkward. Okay.
Do you want? Okay, so we're talking. We have the opportunity. We don't have to do it. FDA, CDC, they're all pro all the things right now. But there was a time you and I had it passed about the OxyContin, and there's a little quick video about OxyContin patients then and now. Okay. We don't have to do that. We could actually say that for a Stuck Reacts because there's also a video called Your Brain on Opioids that kind of goes with it. And they end it so like easily, like, oh, that's it, huh? So I don't know. Maybe that we could say that for a Stuck Reacts.
I mean, that's something that I always have a lot to go on because it triggers me.
Let's do it. Let's say that for a Stuck Reacts. Okay. We have the ASAU students, we have the Patton Oswalt, Dave Chappelle thing, we have the OxyContin shit. So, with that said, my man, we have the oh my God,
dude, go on.
I need to tell you about something that is not political.
Okay, that's refreshing.
It's just been needed.
Okay.
You know how many Lego toys I've built over the years?
Oh, thank God. Yeah. All right. So tell me about Lego. Yeah.
I built many a Lego toy, whether it be Star Wars or whether it be you name it, I've built it, okay?
Thomas the Choo Choo, Power Rangers, X-Men.
It don't matter. But during these instances when I was building my Legos, I stumbled across something that I was very confused by.
No.
And I was like, all these things exist on my Lego person.
Except
but there's a part missing. Lo and behold, and I mean lo and behold, Lego's new creation, their first ever Lego anus.
Oh, I gotta go redo everything I've ever built.
Yeah, they've made a tiger, and on the tiger, they've included a pink butthole. Where'd it go? Where'd the butthole go?
I'm a little befuddled. Like, what greater
Don't be
good does
befuddled.
this serve?
Be happy.
Well, I mean, this is clearly a moment to embrace and celebrate. I want to crack a bottle of champagne. They finally did it.
This is a time for rejoice. This is a time for celebration. Lego has finally come full brown circle.
They could put a
if you will.
little spackle of like
look at that
chocolate pudding on top of that thing.
It's not even a Lego piece where like it comes attached to the black Lego. No, the black Lego has a little hole in it, and that butthole is a little tapered, comes to a little tapered point. So you pop it in through that joker, and it clicks in there. That's a tapered anus. That's a Lego anus.
No longer are the days where you have to imagine a butthole on your built friend Tiger or Luke Skywalker. We will have a butthole ready for you to put on Leia, the princess.
Of all things, a tiger?
I mean, so.
Whoa, Jack. We're not letting this tiger out unless you put an anus on that tiger. Oh my God, you're totally right.
Josh, pitch the meeting for me on how this would go. Hey, I got a new groundbreaking idea for Legos and this tiger creature thing. All right, we're gonna do something, but it has to be different. We gotta make it different. How do you make it different, Josh? What do we do?
Go with me. Two boys sitting in the hot sun on a nice Sunday morning. They're playing around. They're joking around. They keep taking their fellow Lego men and their fellow Lego woman, and they keep going about playing as one young boy would, young girl would. They have fun. They make them do all sorts of things. But there's one thing missing.
What is that, Josh? You're taking me there. I'm there. I'm seeing it. I'm visioning.
You're there.
Brilliant.
The Lego men have eaten. They even had sex, and they've done weird sex positions with each other, but they haven't taken a shit. They haven't sitting down and just mushed out a grumper right in the toilet.
Think about them. Oh my God, damn it. I got to get that fixed.
Think about it. Think about it. What?
Think of all the products we can build now. We can build bathrooms and toilets and put them right over the goddamn butthole. Or under the butthole, I should say.
Now every young boy can play with his Lego men and make them shit themselves. By God, you're a genius. What are we going to do? Color the behind brown? No, dude. That's fucking weird. We're going to pop a little anus on that beast. We're going to make it look real. Everything else about the Lego men is cornered and sharp and hard, but not the anus. It's round and smooth and goes in like a flower.
It's pink as fuck, and you can't miss it.
Yeah, are they trying to?
I want that to be our crowning achievement.
I want that to be our logo. Lego anus.
Lego anus.
It comes through the anus like ice cream. You can lick it like ice cream.
That's a callback. That's a special one. Man, I gotta get this tooth fixed, bro.
That's Lego. Is that what you spit out?
Yeah, for like the third fucking time.
I didn't know what it was.
At all.
No, not. I used to do it. I used to swallow my fake tooth.
Yeah, no, well.
And people would call me shit tooth because I would have to sift
you did.
through my shit
don't
to
share
find a tooth. Why not?
Yeah, all right. So this guy had to poo-poo his tooth out and put it back in his mouth.
Yeah, I swallowed my expensive implant, and I I needed it back. So I pooped on paper plates and sifted through it until I would hope I found my tooth. Never found it.
Why is everybody laughing at something that Rescue said? What'd you say, Rescue? Why is everybody LOLing? Lego my Lego. Lego my Pego. I don't know. I missed it, but I'm glad we got to show the world this
Lego my
anus.
Anus. Yeah. Lego my anus.
And that is only exit only. Oh, think about all the new things that are gonna come out now. We're gonna get like Lego balls and Lego vagina. Like, let's go all the way with this.
This is just the
Lego poop.
This is just the beginning.
Lego poop.
It's as my good friend Aladdin said, it's a whole new world.
It is
a whole new fantastic point of view. People are gonna be taking that tiger and putting him over a glass table and having the tiger shit on the table, just to see a tiger blossom. Release.
You're a forward thinker. You're out of the box thinker. But by God, it'll be 2 tigers and 1 anus between them.
What do we want to do? What do we want to do?
Play. Well, you got some funny videos. I mean, I think
you want to do some funny videos.
Yeah, and then do our reacts.
Yeah, we'll get some reacts going. I like it. Good job. Good call. Let's see here.
Oh, we had a Russian bots. Exciting.
I love a good Russian. Dude, did you see this fucking video of the rock falling on the people of boats?
Dude, that's some Final Destination shit.
Dude.
Okay.
But
oh my God, there's video.
You didn't see it?
No, not one iota. I just heard 32 injured and 6 dead.
I didn't even hear, dude. Oh wow. Okay.
Dude, those things were
Let's
up there
watch
for
the video
fucking
first.
thousands of years.
I think there were people on the trees up there too. And when you watch the different angle, I think people got launched off the boat. Look at this. Watch this. So this is somewhere in South America, I believe. Could be Europe. And I guess a side of a mountain broke off while there were some tourist boats around that area, you know, kind of like going to Niagara Falls, you know, like these little tourist boats kind of go alongside the rocks. They kind of get as close to the falls as they can.
Yeah,
I'm not saying there's a waterfall here, but just the idea of like these kind of like, you know, spot where these boats go and you check out some old ass
Get
nature.
as immersed in the climate as you can, sure.
And then this happens.
Holy shit! Ooh, shit! Oh my fuck! Oh yeah, they're all dead.
I think the red boat got away.
The one that was immediately to the right face, I'm facing the screen, and it looks like the one on the right didn't take the brunt of that. Dude, imagine all the many years that passed and eroded that thing in just that fucking moment. What? Wow, they're taking the people out. Oh, I don't want to see no dead fucking.
No, there's another. Damn. Oh yeah, it's this.
That shit is terrifying, epically terrifying.
If you look at this, there's actually like the way the freaking boat hit, or the way the rock hits the boat.
Dude, done.
It hit the boat like a fucking launch board. So the rock right here lands on the boat right there and actually sends people flying in the air. Look at them.
Yeah.
So watch closely as the rock falls.
Oh my God.
Woo!
Force of nature. That's just, yeah, man. Terrifying fucking Mother Nature.
That's one of them unexpected, like, wait, what happened? The mountain broke off and did what?
At the very moment that there were humans right within the vicinity. That's the kind of thing my mother would watch and say, see, everybody has a time. And when it's your time, it's your time.
Well, she would be right, because I mean, this is a piece of earth falling off. And it's just like, there is video of them before that for about a minute yelling at people on the boat. I don't know what they're seeing, because whoever's filming is kind of shaky, but they're like, it almost feels like, for me, they're saying, go, get out, look, something's going on. Like they knew something was up with the side of the cliff. Like maybe rocks were falling, but for a minute and a half, they're like, yo, move, go, move. And like, one of the dudes on the boats was just like either not hearing the man yelling or just like being too cocky, be like, oh no, everything's fine, like let's watch this, like something.
No one is gonna be able to guess, oh my god, a piece of a mountain's about to fall on my fucking cranium.
A piece of a mountain.
That was some fucking humbling shit.
Let's see if we got some funny stuff.
Yeah,
huh?
You got anything funny to take us out on so we could do a reacts?
Did we play the video where the guy got crushed by the girl after he hit her?
Oh wait, after he hit her, crushed by the girl. Yes, we did.
He ran her over.
Yes, that instant gratification.
She ran her over. Okay,
I got one. What about the plane guy in the fucking train?
Yes, it's not funny.
This is not funny.
I guess we're going out on some serious shit.
But at least it's we don't need to put the NSFW.
I mean, what a double bad luck whammy here. Not only are you flying your fucking plane, but you crash your plane. Not only did you crash your plane, but you crashed your plane on train tracks. There's like millions of other areas, billions, a Google amount of other areas where you could put your plane down, but you put your plane down on train tracks. And not only that, but you put your plane down on active train tracks that in about 5 minutes time, we got a train coming through here, bub.
That's a fucking when it rains it pours situation.
And there's no volume here at first, but here's the guy. Okay, so there's the plane, there's the train tracks. Here's the gentleman right here. He's kind of bloody. Yeah. The audio kicks on now, I believe.
Go, go. Now,
God
this
damn.
Is the kind of shit. This is the kind of videos that I would introduce when I make those points, when I'm brooding about the police. They're only, the Supreme Court ruling said they don't have to serve and protect. They just need to enforce the laws. I would show a video like that to check myself. They still do good. Save that man's life, clearly. But that's also a fucking day.
This angle, because it actually has a few more angles to it. This video, because it has a few more angles to it. I don't want to play the whole, look at that.
Damn. That guy almost got taken the fuck out. Very easily could have been a second fatality.
Just incredible. Now at 11, a violent train crash and heart-stopping rescue caught on camera. Pacoima police dragging the bruised and bloodied pilot of that crashed plane out of the wreckage mere seconds before the onrushing Metrolink train slams into the plane.
Jeez.
Do you have the video of the guy that was saturated in sanitizer and tased and lit on fire by the police while he was drunk at the bar, and he died 14 days later from his injuries?
What the fuck? Maybe I can get that for tomorrow.
Okay, yeah.
There you just like blew my mind.
It was posted twice on Voice of the People. I didn't share it.
I have not seen that.
Yeah.
Hand sanitizer, man?
Yeah, he was drunk. He gets emotional, fucking drenches himself in sanitizer, and this fucking cop tases him and lights him on fire. All the cops run out of the building and let him burn for 14 seconds and then douse him. And they take him away. He's alive, but succumbs to his injuries 14 days later. So, I'm glad I could describe it. We'll show you next time. But okay.
On that note, hey, we're out.
Yeah, no, thanks for joining. Smash the like button. Regardless of how we feel indebted. We do this because this is something we're passionate about. Sharing is caring. It can be fun. Watching all of you that do so. Comment. Get involved in the community. YouTube.com/JunkInTheMiddle. This is where it's at, people. We got CanCon coming in. I just need to inform him. I did say Monday or Tuesday. And then the sky's the limit. We got some stuck reacts that Josh and I are going to record.
Yes.
I might make an appearance on Jeremy the Jester's channel later tonight through my phone since my mic is still fucked.
So if we get those stuck reacts out, that'll be out Wednesday and Friday, which I believe we will at least get one out tonight and then one out the following night. So we're going to try to give you something.
Can you mod Christina before we go down? Sorry. She does plug us every opportunity she gets on every other channel that has nothing to do with us. So I think it'd only be fair and righteous.
Boom. She's a moderator.
You are blued.
You are modded, Christina. Listen, thank to all of you out there, this episode will be going up on the podcast channel. So if you notice there's a few episode gaps, well, that's because you need to go to youtube.com/stuckinthemiddle where you can watch our live show. Right now it's Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Normally, maybe we'll get back to it one day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So yeah, just keep track of the channel, and that way you'll know when we are on and when we are not on. As we said before, Thursday we might be doing something special coming up next month or two, or for the next month or two. So we're going to figure that out. Stay tuned for that, all that good stuff. Eli, take us out.
I think we did. I was just going to ask, do you want an extra tooth?
Please.
Okay. All right. So we're going to suck some teeth like Bob Saget did in the edited version.
Hell yes.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. See you on the mañana.
How do you suck teeth?